Welcome to another episode of the Balancing Hormones Naturally podcast, where we offer actions and steps you can take today to start balancing your hormones naturally. This is your podcast host, Leah Brueggemann. I am a functional diagnostic nutritional practitioner. I am honored and excited to be your guide on your journey to better understanding your hormonal health and how it affects your everyday life. Welcome back to another episode of the Balancing Hormones Naturally podcast. I'm excited for this one because I just want you to tap a little bit more into the power of your menstrual cycle when it comes to just living your life. And if you're trying to lose weight, you need to be tracking your cycle. Like, absolutely, okay? And I want to talk about why. And I also want to talk about how you can use it to your advantage, and we'll go from there, okay? First of all, though, I have to tell you, I'm so excited. So you know how I'm always talking about mushrooms, you guys. I cannot tell you the amount of times this past week people have been asking me if I've been using medicinal mushrooms. I mean, not medicinal, microdosing. Sorry, different M word. And I was like, what the heck's microdosing? I know that puts me in an extremely naive category. And anyway, no, that's not what I do with mushrooms. I use medicinal mushrooms, but the not the mushroom coffee that I use, but the mushroom supplements that I use with like turkey tail, lion's mane, reishi, the immune support ones from real mushrooms. Those are the ones I use that are actively, they're tested for active compounds. You guys, I finally got a discount code for you and I'm so excited about it. So I have to clear my throat. So hold on 1 second while I do that. I did not want to do that in the microphone, so I just paused for you. I know, you're very thankful. I didn't do that in your ears. Anyways, that gave me a discount code and I'm really excited about it because I just hope that they have sales for Black Friday. I'm telling you, I make a list of things that I want to get for Black Friday and I hope they go on sale, and 90% of them are supplements. I'm not really sure what category that puts me in, probably the weird category, but that's okay. So anyways, I use reishi for overall support, lion's mane for mental support, brain power. I use tremolo for skin health. So anyways, I just love them. I utilize them. My husband takes the immune support one, and they're just all in all super beneficial. So highly recommend. I put that link in the show notes thingamajig. Okay, so on to how we can utilize our menstrual cycle. So first, let's just talk about the rise and fall of our hormones, okay? So you have 4 phases of your menstrual cycle. If you've been listening to me for a while, you probably know this because I've probably banged it into your head a million times. So 4 phases. Menses, which is your period. And then when you're done bleeding, you head into your follicular phase, okay? Follicle, getting ready to release the egg, follicular phase, makes sense. And then when you start creating cervical mucus, you head into your ovulatory phase. You're gonna ovulate during this window, so it totally makes sense, right? You release that egg, and then the follicle that released the egg forms what's called the corpus luteum, and you head into your luteal phase. Corpus luteum, luteal, makes sense. So we have 4 phases of our menstrual cycle. And I know a lot of times we've always thought that like our period is our menstrual cycle and that's it. I remember going to the doctor and them asking me what day of my cycle I was on, and I was like, well, I had my period like 7 days ago. And I looked at them like they had 3 heads. They looked at me like I had 3 heads, and I'm like, okay, so you're on day 7. And I just thought, my period was my menstrual cycle. I didn't realize that my menstrual cycle was this ongoing thing. It was cyclical. And when we can tap into that and utilize it, and that's when we start to really just transform, because you're in flow with your body and magic starts to happen. So let's just kind of talk about how you can utilize this in terms of weight loss, for example, mostly because I know that there's a lot of women that have been really struggling to lose weight. And I know you may be listening to this going, Leah, I don't want to lose weight. That's okay. If you don't need to lose weight, then you don't need to utilize these things to do that. You know, just living in flow with your cycle and utilizing your menstrual cycle. If you need to lose weight, your body does tend to release it. But if you don't need to lose it, it's not like living in sync with your menstrual cycle is going to force you to lose weight if you don't need to lose it. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope that makes sense. So we're first going to talk about literally the difference in caloric burn at different phases of your cycle. And then we'll talk about utilizing this with like working out and, you know, setting goals, okay, so that you can really walk into the power of your menstrual cycle. So first of all, after you ovulate, because of progesterone, you are burning upwards of an extra 300 calories per day. 100 to 300 extra calories per day. I'll wait for you to pick your jaw off the floor. So from your period to ovulation, you know, you're just going about your life, la-di-da-di-da. And then maybe after ovulation, before your period, you're going, why do I want to eat the entire cupboard? That's because of your luteal phase, your progesterone. So you burn upwards of an extra 100 to 300 calories per day. And this is because of your natural progesterone. It literally is increasing your metabolism. But I hear you over there going, what about if I'm on progestin, birth control? So am I just like having all sorts of like extra caloric burn? No. This only applies with your natural menstrual cycle. If you're taking bioidentical hormones, if you're taking birth control or anything like that, just throw this advice out the window because it truly just doesn't apply to you. You can still live in flow and attempt to adapt to your pill bleed, but when I talk about things of biohacking your menstrual cycle, if you are on bioidentical hormones or you are on birth control, it truly really just doesn't apply because you don't have a natural cycle, okay? So I'm just talking about your natural production of progesterone, okay? So ways to think about this is you actually need to burn more, you're actually burning more calories. You actually need to eat more calories. And I know you're going, but I'm trying to lose weight. Like, I'm in a bigger caloric burn. That's awesome, Leah. No, okay? Because what happens is progesterone is a funny hormone, as in it's kind of sensitive and it needs to be given a lot of love so that it can rise triumphantly during this phase. So when you are stressed, cortisol, your fight or flight hormone, your body's going to prioritize that over progesterone. It's going to want to save you from a bear more than it's going to want to help you make a baby, okay? So when you are in too big of a caloric deficit, that is a stress on your body, okay? Now, cortisol is going to come up and it's going to be like, hey, Susie, like, you're stressed. I'm going to bring on the inflammation. And progesterone is going to be like, well, I guess nobody's taking care of me over here. And instead, you may, instead of having weight loss as your lovely win of that time, which you're looking for, you may experience more weight gain and inflammation and bloating and PMS. So literally prioritizing increasing your calories post-ovulation to your period just a little bit, focusing on getting some really good healthy fats in, because fats are literally how we make hormones. It's how we make progesterone. You need fats, and increasing that a little bit post-ovulation can do the trick for you. And you'll notice that really prioritizing your blood sugar balance during this time, like amazing breakfasts, maybe slowing down your workouts a little bit more. Maybe you do less weight, higher reps, or maybe instead of running 5 miles, you're gonna run like 3.5, or you're just gonna slow your pace down, or maybe you're gonna do some more yoga, Pilates, more stretching, things that are not as intense, okay? Slowing that down a little bit prioritizing that blood sugar balance, so protein, fat, and carb at every snack and every meal, making sure you are eating within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, prioritizing that really good healthy fat and protein for breakfast, having your coffee after your breakfast, yes, and then just increasing your fats, literally just increasing your fats during this time and keeping that blood sugar balance. You guys, you're going to be amazed, okay? So of course I would be doing your seed cycling. So after ovulation, you're going to be doing sesame and sunflower seeds, increasing your fats. Maybe you're going to be increasing some good grass-fed butter. You're going to be increasing some awesome avocados, some more nut butters, or maybe some more eggs or anything like that would be great. And then just prioritizing that blood sugar balance. And of course, I would recommend some good old chocolate in there. It's really high in magnesium, so raw cacao would be great. So anyways, what you want to do then, so after ovulation, you're going to literally just increase your fats a little bit, not like insanely, just a little bit. Maybe slow down the intensity of your workouts, prioritize that blood sugar balance. You guys, you're going to feel so much better heading into your period, okay? And then the other aspect that can make you become amazing at biohacking your menstrual cycle is going to be from period to ovulation. When that estrogen starts rising, estrogen helps you become more sensitive to insulin. So you literally utilize carb better, you build muscle easier during this time. So you guys, when you're done bleeding and you enter that follicular phase, you can go hard on those workouts, okay? Utilize those carbs to help you have an amazing, healthy ovulation, and know that you are utilizing them during their time. Listen to your body, focus on your blood sugar balance, and go hard at your workouts, okay? Also during your follicular phase, this is when this is the first day of the rest of our life. It's the marathon. I'm going to sign up for the marathon. I'm going to do the Ironman. I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. It is such a great time to start making new habits because you have about 2 weeks to really have that motivation that's just going, and you can really set that discipline in stone so that when you head into that luteal phase and maybe your motivation is not as there, your discipline has kicked in at that point, okay? So think about, period to ovulation as more sensitive to insulin, okay? You utilize carb better, you build muscle easier, go, start those new habits. And then ovulation to period, you want to increase your fats a little bit, maybe back off your intensity of your workouts a little bit, prioritize your sleep during this time, really make sure you're focusing on that blood sugar balance, you guys. And I think you're going to be really, really excited. So just understanding and living in flow with your body and understanding what's going on is such a superpower. It's such a superpower because now you know why you're so hungry before your period. Now you know why after your period you have all the motivation to do all of the things and you can hit these PRs in the gym. Now you know. So now you can go out and become basically a badass at using your menstrual cycle, especially when it comes to weight loss. So obviously there is going to be a lot more aspects to this, when it comes to weight loss. We have to make sure that we are making sure our hormones are balanced and working for us. But I think this is an awesome step one to understanding the flow of your cycle when it comes to fat loss. So anyways, I just think that you should start implementing that. Okay, so a couple of things before we are done. First of all, I just want to say that there have been so many of you that have written reviews saying that my voice is so relaxing, and I chuckle every single time I hear that because I think that I am such a loud, obnoxious person, and in a good way. I'm not faulting myself. I'm just saying I think I'm a loud, obnoxious person. And anyway, so you guys keep saying that, and I just think it's really, really funny. And maybe I just have this whole alter ego that pops on when it comes into podcasting that just makes things so much more chill. But what I wanted to say is, you guys, I love you so much. I just want to say that there are so many of you that listen to this podcast, and whenever I look at how many of you have listened for the week, it makes me tear up because I wasn't even sure if I wanted to start this podcast. I'm like, oh, do I have time to put another thing on my plate? But the amount of amazing reviews and all the feedback just makes me so thankful that I did, and it's touching all of your lives. And so I just wanted to say thank you. But if you can take a second to go rate and review the podcast on iTunes, that would mean the world to me. And I didn't even think about this, but you can subscribe. Are you subscribed to my podcast? Or I think on Spotify you have to hit the follow button, and then on Apple you hit the subscribe. Are you subscribed so you get notifications? That would be incredible. I would love you forever. So definitely make sure you're subscribed, and if you haven't, please rate and review. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be doing a giveaway here as soon as we hit 100 reviews, and I'm pretty sure that the giveaway is going to be a spot for the hormone reset program, paid in full spot. So if you haven't rated and reviewed, I hope that's, pretty good incentive to go and do it, because yeah, the hormone reset program would be amazing. Anyways, that is my 2 cents and thoughts for the day. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Balancing Hormones Naturally. If you found this helpful, I would love for you to share it with a friend and post it on your stories and tag Balancing Hormones Naturally podcast so we can get this message out. You can find me on Instagram at Leah_BRUEG, and I would absolutely love to hear from you.